Hey real estate relatives, I'm your homegirl Daphne Brown. Welcome back to the channel. If you happen to miss the last video, here's a small glimpse of what we discussed. For the full video, wait to the very end and we'll provide you with the link. As a result of last week's video, some of the community members reached out to me with some of the concerns regarding the current work, so I in turn reached out to Mr. Perez to let him know what those concerns were, and they've been addressed. However, I will link his information below so that you, should you choose, can reach out to him as well. Okay people, so in this video, we're going to give you what you came here for. We're going to give you all the information that we currently have about Part 2, Phase 2 of the FM 521 project. Now, the improvements would include widening FM 521 between Highway 6 and County Road 56, taking it from a 2-lane roadway to a 4-lane curb and gutter roadway, constructing a 16-foot wide non-continuous raised grassy median, constructing a 10-foot wide side path typically along the east side of FM 521, installing new traffic signals, adding left and right turn lanes at designated locations, which we're going to show you, replacing the Briscoe Canal and the Juliff Canal bridges, constructing a grade separated railroad crossing bridge alternative, yay, we need that, hallelujah, and constructing detention ponds, which we need as well. Okay, again, so this project is going to run on FM 521 and span from Highway 6 to County Road 56, which is about 5 miles long. All of the landowners and homeowners within that stretch were contacted and encouraged to let their voices be heard, because we want to make sure that we're doing what's best for everyone. However, this project is really needed because of the limited mobility in the corridor. The anticipated future population growth and increases in traffic and the current 2-lane undivided roadway does not currently meet design or safety standards. So the purpose of the project is to improve mobility, reduce regional congestion, and bring the facility up to current design standards. So yes, they want to hear what they had to say, but the best thing for the community is what's going to be done. Okay, so now let's talk about the real deal, the real factor, which is traffic along that 5-mile stretch that we talked about between Highway 6 and FM 521. So the 2020 average daily traffic for FM 521 within the project limits is 19,215 vehicles per day. That's what it was in 2020. We know it's 2022. We know what has happened in our areas. We have that new road that takes you to the back of Sienna, which brings more traffic. We have the addition of Caldwell Ranch. We have Glendale Lakes, which is moving into a third phase, in their building process. Southern Colony was closed out. We have more homes being built in Huntington Place. So we said Glendale Lakes, homes, Caldwell Ranch, homes, Huntington Place, homes. So yeah, all of those homes, all of those new homeowners, this is needed, and we need to have it started sooner rather than later. It is being projected that by year 2044, traffic volumes on FM 521 are going to be around 48,785 vehicles per day. What? That's insane. And I ain't trying to sit in traffic like that, because this is a nearly 154% increase from 2020. So with no improvements, the current capacity of FM 521 would not be adequate to accommodate projected traffic volumes at 2044, and traffic congestion would only continue to increase. So it's not right for us to talk about this project without detailing the information regarding this raggedy ass railroad tracks or this raggedy ass train, which every time I get near, I just want to floor it and jump over it or set my car on fire and walk away like Angela Bassett. Oof! Let's talk about it. The proposed project has 4 alternative designs for the railroad crossing. A bridge or grade separation over the railroad tracks is the more desirable option as it increases safety and mobility. On average, trains currently cross the roadway 27 times a day, which causes huge traffic delays, not only for commuting vehicles, but also for emergency response vehicles. With the ongoing growth of population, schools, and businesses, these delays caused by the train crossings are only going to increase. Guys, thanks so much for making it this far into the video. Please continue to watch. We have a very important date for a meeting that will discuss this info in depth. Watch this. While we present to you the schematic on the screen, we want to go ahead and jump into alternative 1, which includes a 4-lane divided roadway bridge that would replace the existing at-grade roadway. The bridge would cross the existing railroad with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes in each direction and a 16-foot wide raised concrete median. No side path is proposed on the bridge structure. The 10-foot wide side path crosses the railroad at grade on the east side of FM 521 and switches to the west side underneath the bridge. It switches back over to the east side just south of the Briscoe Canal Bridge. Now, for this option or this alternative 1, they would require 0.86 or just a little bit under 1 acre of land for right-of-way. There would be 4 parcels of land impacted, 2 structures affected, and this option would cost $9.1 million. Moving on to alternative 2. Now, alternative 2 and 1 are very similar. I will, for the sake of time, just denote the differences between the two. So, alternative 2 and alternative 1 differ in that with alternative 2, the side path will be located on the bridge structure rather than at grade, and it would be 14 feet wide instead of 10 feet wide. The side path will be located on the east side of the bridge structure, and it will be separated from the traffic lanes. It would require the same amount of acreage for right-of-way. This would cost $10.1 million as opposed to the $9.1 million for alternative 1, so $1 million more. Moseying on to alternative 3, this option includes a 4-lane divided roadway bridge over the existing railroad with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes in each direction, separated by a 4-foot wide median. This alternative also has a proposed 2-way at-grade access road with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes and a 10-foot wide side path on the east side of FM 521. The access road, shown in turquoise blue, would also allow access to the businesses and properties along FM 521 between Masterson Street and Finn Road. The driveway to the wastewater treatment plant would also be shortened. The additional right-of-way needed for alternative 3 is approximately 3.82 acres. So that's going to add 3 more acres if we're talking about alternative 1 and 2. There are going to be 14 parcels of land affected with alternative 3 and 3 structures. And this alternative has a price tag of $9.2 million. Anybody ready to just gun it and jump over the railroad tracks? I am. Okay, we're going to now give you the last and final alternative, which is alternative 4. And alternative 4, which I hate. Okay, let me start by saying that. It keeps the road at grade. So there's really no bonus, no positive to this option. The 4-lane divided roadway crosses the existing railroad with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes in each direction, separated by a 16-foot wide median. This alternative places the side path at grade on the east side of the roadway. The additional right-of-way needed for alternative 4 is approximately 0.31 acres, so a quarter of an acre. I don't like that. It is also the cheapest of the alternatives, and I don't like that either. If we're going to do something, I feel like we need to do it right so that it makes the biggest impact on those that live in the area. Okay, the parcels affected with this option are 4, and there would be no structures affected on this as well. Here's what I say to option 4. Hell no to the no. Oh no, hell no. Sorry to those people, no to option 4. Moving on to the detention ponds in regards to this project. A study was done to determine the size, number, and location of the detention ponds to be used for increased roadway runoff, which is good for everybody in the area. And the proposed detention ponds, as shown on the map, would include 2 ponds located on either side of the roadway near the Briscoe Canal, 1 pond located south of Scanlon Road on the east side of FM 521, 1 pond located north of Southern Colony Avenue on the east side of FM 521, 1 pond located south of County Fair Drive on the west side of FM 521, and 1 pond located north of County Road 56 on the west side of FM 521 as well. Approximately 36 acres of additional right-of-way are needed for the proposed detention ponds. As a real estate agent, I will always be a huge advocate for detention ponds. I honestly don't think you could ever have enough, because where there was once trees and greenery, that's now all been replaced by concrete, right? The concrete foundations for all of the homes that are now in the area. And so the water needs somewhere to go. So if it can go in the detention ponds, then that reduces the chances of it coming into our homes. If you have found any information in this video to be helpful to you thus far, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button. It does wonders for the channel, because we don't want you to miss out on any information that we're going to be rolling out regarding things that are happening in our neck of the woods. So do those 2 things for us. Now we're going to talk about the proposed traffic signals. The proposed locations for these signals are Glendale Lakes Drive, Southern Colony Road, Country Fair Drive, and County Road 57. Now, in this project, the existing signals at Finn Road and Sienna Parkway will be replaced as well. Before we get to the date and time of the public meeting, I did want to leave with you guys that TxDOT is funding this entire project. So yay, thank you. It's our tax dollars. I don't care how they portray it. But also, this construction project is slated to begin in 2024 and last for 1 or 2 years. Now, I know 1 or 2 years, that's just what I was told. Hopefully, we'll find out more at the meeting. However, I was told also that if we push them and call and complain about the heavy traffic in our area, that they may put us on the schedule for sooner. So here's some notes from a meeting that I was able to get my hands on. If you can see on page 3 at the bottom, number 10, you can see that our Rosharon project is right there. However, on page 4, it's nowhere there. So I am starting to take notes of my own, and I want you to do that as well. Write down your questions, because as we teased in the beginning, there's a big meeting coming up. And finally, on September the 29th at 6 p.m. at Heritage Rose Elementary, TxDOT and Fort Bend will hold a meeting for the public in which they will unveil which of the 4 options made the final cut and will be used to begin the FM 521 project. If you cannot make it, don't fret. This meeting will be made available online, and your homegirl will be in attendance, so I'll bring you more information from that meeting as well.
Just all I needed. That's all I needed.
If at any point during the project you have any questions or concerns, here's the contact information for the lead on the project. Coming up next, we are in Rosharon, Texas, and we're at the newest high school, which will open its doors next year. We have a lot of information to bring you on this project, and we are thrilled to be able to share it. Better way, Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud?